All right, here we are, the final lesson, like the final countdown. This is your interactive card project. Now that you've studied if loops and other conditional things, whether it's triggered by a sprite like getting to a certain spot, or whether it's a mouse click or user input on the keyboard, now you can bring it all together into one big project. So let's take a look at a few. Okay, on this first one, what they're asking you to do is take a look at how things move. We're going to run it and then see what's happening. Notice what your questions are. What elements appear to use draw commands? That's in the blue part of your toolbox. Which ones are sprites? For each sprite, what properties are being used and what's being updated for animation or movement? Where are there some conditional if statements? And is there something you don't quite understand yet? Okay, so here's the instructions. Little birthday card. Okay, I see I have two balloons. Those look to be just two ellipses from the draw commands, but there's a present here, which is a sprite. And it says, move the mouse to shake your present. So I'm moving my mouse. You do the same thing. This is on level number 2. And it says, keep shaking to see your surprise. Ta-da! Okay, let's think about what's happening here. So the present was shaking with movement of the mouse. That's using those world mouse commands that were at the end of lesson 16. Then what happens is suddenly the present disappears and this bicycle that's spinning appears, as well as this puppy that's shaking both vertically and horizontally, kind of randomly there. What is it you don't know how to do yet? Think about that. All right. Then move on into level number 3. And here they're going to give you 3 examples. And I want you to just look at these. This is actually as far as I want you to go today, is just investigate and start thinking about what you want to do. So this first one is called Thanks a Bunch, little thank you card. It's got all these variables, a big draw loop with a couple of conditionals in there. Look at the 3 if loops. 4. There's another one. And then you have your text. So let's see what's happening. Notice the text gives instructions. So it says, pick all the flowers by clicking on them. So if I click on this one, click on that one, click on this one. Oh, and then it's kind of like it picked the flowers and then it put them all in the vase. Interesting. Okay, you can see how this is using, visible. There's something we haven't seen before. Take a look at the code to see how this card works. Okay, then the middle card is that birthday one that we just saw demonstrated in this earlier level. Let me zip back here. All right, and here, this third example, notice what it says. It says, hi, welcome to my awesome life. Press the space bar to play the guitar. Press the arrows to ride my bike. So if I press the space bar, listen and see what happens, and you can do this on your own. Cool. Goodness, we haven't dealt with sound yet. Use the arrows backwards, forwards. Did you hear that bell? Ta-da. Okay, spend some time investigating the code that's in here. Okay, here's spacebar, stop sound, play sound. Interesting. Notice how they have the stop sound first and then play. Fascinating. Okay, so what I want you to do is just do some investigating and then let me share with you kind of what to start thinking about on yours, and you'll have the rest of these days to work on this one, what you want to include and what will be on the rubric for this one. Okay, so background, I just want not white. Okay, put something in there, whether it's just a regular fill color or a pre-made background. Text, you need to make sure that your text tells the user what to do. Do they need to press the space bar? Do they need to use the arrows? Should they wiggle the mouse back and forth, okay, for the cursor? Sprites, at least 3. Sprite properties, again, at least 3. And when you start to make things move, of course, you're going to automatically use some properties there. Notice this is going to open up a new one about being visible. That's interesting. Okay, you also have, of course, movement with X and Y. You can use scale, you can use tint, you can use rotate. Okay, user input, make sure that the user kind of controls the activity, okay, that's happening on your card. So the user needs to do something to interact with it. So whether that's pressing on the space bar or whatever it is, but the user has to do some kind of input on the keyboard or with the mouse. Okay, movement, at least 2. And one of them should be a random number kind of movement. So like a bounce, a shake, something like that. And then, of course, the last thing is you have to have at least one if loop in there. Those are that blue loop that goes inside your draw loop. Alrighty. So as you are thinking, and like I said, you're going to have lots and lots of time to work on this. So get a plan in your head, and I want you to really study these cards and how they were created, especially once you get into the if loop. Okay, and you'll see some of these, and I don't know if you even noticed that when you press the space bar on this one, these notes go flying out. Okay, that's kind of cool. Right? Interesting. So see what you come up with. Do some brainstorming, and we'll go from there, and you'll have the rest of the time to work on it. Good luck and happy coding today.